As the storm raged at sea, you were arrested for trespassing. You resisted, left beaten and broken. Don was incarcerated for 2 years after you testified against him, claiming that he'd coerced you on the foolish mission. You later decrypted the data disk that you managed to conceal, selling it to a foreign power for a substantial sum of money. Rich and self-destructive, you developed a drug habit and overdosed on your 44th birthday. The Penrose data escalated an arms race that ushered in a terrible war, decades earlier than expected. Don needed you. You needed Don. Neither of you had each other. Don re-enlisted and was killed in action on the front lines at the start of the Agnate War. Don stayed close to you as he could. He tried to help. Don died in his apartment a week after you took your last breath. I can feel your nails tearing off as they claw at the edges of this reality. Be still. Next time will be different. You and Don were arrested for trespassing. By taking the blame for Don, he was released without charge. Through a convincing story, you managed to smooth-talk your way out of a harsh sentence and were released with a fine and a warning. You found your calling in Johannesburg, working with veterans like Don. Don joined you in helping veterans find peace. He eventually married his perfect match. They retired to a small town with their dog, named Chelsea. Don continued to fly tour groups around the Cape Peninsula. He retired and lived alone, visiting you once a year on Christmas Day. I can feel the salty tears falling from your eyes. Do not be sad, child. All of your mistakes mean nothing, because next time will be different. You viciously tackled the Agnate dog to the ground, but she fought back with her metal claws, scarring you for life. After a year, you were released from military detention, your life a mess. Forgiving Don for his part in Charlize's death wasn't in the cards, and you died alone, bitter and angry. Don blamed you for luring him into the Penrose. He lost his pilot's license and never flew again, then sailed off to work as a deep-sea fisherman. The last time Don saw you was when they lowered your casket into the ground. He never shed a tear. Don was fired by Mr. Callan, searching for meaning at the bottom of a bottle. He drank himself into a stupor. The gunshot that ended his life rang out. No one heard. He died alone. I feel time wrapping its cold, hard fingers around us once more. I shall see you soon, Mark Leslie. Working together, you escaped unscathed. Unfortunately, the data disk was encrypted, and your investigation soon forgotten. Your relationship with Don, fostered on that stormy night, grew from strength to strength. You stood beside him on his wedding day, congratulated him proudly as he named his son Mark, and mournfully uttered the eulogy at his funeral. Sadly, your relationship with Don was too fractured to be repaired. He rekindled love with a high school sweetheart and married her on a beautiful spring day. You never met their son. Don passed away at 79 just before the dawn of the Agnate War. Opening yourself up to the light in the world, you welcomed a lovely woman into your heart, and you were happy. You died with her at your bedside. I can hear your heart thumping. Relax, Mark. Let my words wash over you as we are reborn. Next time will be different. Pooch worked on the Penrose until she was no longer needed. She lived out her life as an Agnate farmhand at a place that would become known as the Kettle. Pooch was recognized for her long and excellent service record and dedication to the military. Her core cartridge was extracted and her programming was integrated into the higher-ranking Agnates, who eventually nominated themselves as the Priests of Tribulation.